The lumbar spine is the segment of the spine that bends forward and backwards. The thoracic spine is the segment of the spine that is made to twist. So this is what we are stimulating right now. Welcome back everybody to another Yin Yoga class. My name is Eli and today we're going to be practicing some movements to stimulate the vertebrae. We're going to be working with our spine. So we're going to start in easy cross, a little bit different easy cross. Usually easy cross you have your shins crossed in front of each other. So we're going to try to drop both legs on the floor, keeping your right shin in front. Then we will switch. And we're going to start moving our left hand in the level of the left hip. We're going to do a lateral stretch. But before we start moving to the side, be mindful that your right buttocks is really grounded on the floor. So don't allow your right ischium to come off the floor, the sit bone to come off the floor. So your hand will move as far as the ischium allows it. So don't move your bum off the floor because that will increase that stretch that it starts actually in a muscle that is attached to the pelvis. So move your hand as far away as possible. Maybe for some of you placing the elbow is comfortable. It's not my case, so we're going to stay here. Place the right hand on top of the thigh without pressing anything. It's just resting the hand there. And try to keep your neck aligned with the rest of the spine. If we allow the head to hang, it can create a lot of stress in the lateral side of the neck, which is not needed right now. It's not the target area of this class. Today we're going to be doing some twist and some lateral movements for the torso. So I hope you enjoyed that space that we are creating in our vertebrae, that compression that we're doing in the other side of the vertebrae as well. And as usual, I have my timer with me. If you have been practicing my yin classes, you know that I always have my timer with me. I want to practice the same amount of time in both sides, and I like to time everything. Honestly, my recipes when I cook, and so why not? I have my timer when I teach as well. Good. So we're going to start coming out of the pose. Walk your left hand towards you and pause. We want to pause, observe, feel, and then we continue with the movement. Good. Now we're going to switch their legs. So we're going to start moving the right shin behind to bring the left shin in front. If you're doing the easy cross, this same, you can shift the shins. Good. Now, same mechanic here. We're going to start moving the right hand away. I'm not mirroring, so my right probably is your left. So be mindful with that we are not mirroring right now. I'm moving my right hand. When you're moving your right hand, so you will go in that direction while I go to this one. It's fine. Keep your left buttocks on the floor and we'll start moving the right hand away. As far as your buttocks allows it. We don't want to lift the bum off the floor, so we increase that stress that we are giving to the tissues in the left side of our torso. You will hear me in all my classes, a lot of my classes, talking about stress, talking about compression, stretching, twisting. Those are positive words. This is something that we do to our tissues, that we need to do to our tissues in order to keep them healthy. And of course, my classes are very anatomically oriented because that's what I love to teach. I fell in love with anatomy when I started teaching in yoga teacher trainings, and that's what I've been doing for the last years of my life, dedicating my life to anatomy and yin. Good. We're gonna start moving out of the pose, softly and gently releasing and stopping in the center to observe this rebound, these sensations that are arising when we release a pose. Awesome. So now we're going to start moving to a seated twist, which are, again, not as common to see in yin classes because they have like a more yang energy because you have to engage some muscles to be in the pose, but we're going to be here only for a minute, so no problem. Bend your right knee, bring your right foot as close as is comfortable for you. Keep your left leg relaxed. No need to hold your left leg in any position. We have options as usual. You can hold your knee with your hand. Keep your right hand on the floor. This is one option. Or you can actually hug your knee. Try to squeeze your knee close to your chest. Let me just move the mic out of the way. And we start the timer. Place your right hand behind you just for support. We are not lifting actively. This is just for support. And you can continue the twist with your eyes. That will give direction also to your neck. So you want to continue this twist with your cervical spine. If this is too much, you can gaze to the front or you can gaze down. But mainly what we're doing is we want to twist from the upper part of the spine, which is the part of the spine that is meant to twist. We don't twist from the lumbar spine. The lumbar spine is the segment of the spine that bends forward and backwards. The thoracic spine is the segment of the spine that is made to twist. So this is what we are stimulating right now. Try to keep both sit bones on the floor. That keeps the sacrum in between the pelvis and the lumbar spine in its natural position. Good. We're going to start coming out of the pose. Now we're going to hug the right knee with the right arm. Kind of like to twist into the other side a little bit. Kind of like to let go any sensation that we may have because of the twist. We release the legs. We're going to start moving to the other side. So I'm taking my time with me. We're going to bend the left knee. Same. Bring the left foot as close as is comfortable for you. If bringing it too close, it was going to tilt you back. So maybe it's too much. You can leave it a little bit more farther away. So find the distance for you. Same, you can hold your knee with your hand and place your left hand behind, or you can actually come and hug the knee and release the right leg. No muscle effort, no activation of the muscles there while you twist to the other side. We're keeping the left hand on the floor just as support, and you can continue with this twist with your neck as far as it is comfortably effective for you. That means that we are stressing the area that we are aiming to stress. In this case, the thoracic spine, the obliques are the ones making this movement without causing any pain anywhere. A few more moments in this twist, feeling the nice massage that we're giving to our internal organs. Nice. Slowly, we're going to start releasing the pose. Hugging their left knee with the left arm and kind of like twisting to the other side. Just as a matter of release and letting go of the legs. Stopping for a moment, observing the two sides. We were doing two different things. And now we're going to come from asymmetrical poses to a asymmetrical pose. We were doing two different things with our legs to do the same. We're going to come to dragonfly. So let's open the legs as wide as they can go. It's not a split, so you can open your legs as far as they feel comfortable. If you need to bend the knees, please do so. Let go of the muscles of your legs and start coming forward. You can either stay here. This is good for a lot of us. You can just start coming a little bit forward to do this bending forward movement of the spine. Make sure that you caught that, okay? I was just checking if something was coming off. breathe to that sensation in the lumbar and the lower spine. We are stretching in this pose not only the hamstrings and the adductors, the glutes, but also the muscles of the lower back. If you want to intensify the stretch of the spine, you can actually start allowing the torso to round, the head to be a little bit heavier without letting go all the way. I don't personally like to let go of my head. But when you allow your torso to round, we are increasing the stretch in the muscles of the upper back as well, which is completely okay. Remember, we're practicing yin. It's a little bit different than the practice of other styles of yoga. We are aiming to hold poses for a bit longer to stress connective tissue that are deeper than the muscles and the fascia. Nice. We're going to start coming back up. Now we're going to do a lateral dragonfly. Usually lateral dragonfly has two parts. In other classes we have practiced part A, when you are with one elbow and extending one arm. This is part A of the lateral dragonfly. And today we're going to practice part B. We can practice them together, we can practice separately. This is the beauty of the asanas, that we can use them for the benefit and the goal that we're aiming in each class. So that being said, we're going to start twisting our torso toward the right leg. Okay, so again, we are incorporating the obliques, the muscles that allow the thoracic spine to twist, trying to place the torso on top of the right leg. I always, when I do these forward folds, I like to keep my hands facing up, so I don't feel the urge of pulling myself towards the leg, or I'm not stopping my torso from keep moving down. Try to keep the same sensation that we had at the beginning of the class. Try to keep your left buttocks on the floor. Sometimes when we start doing this movement, it feels that it's going to come off the floor. Try to keep it on the floor so we intensify, or we practice more effectively this lateral stretch that we're giving to our left side while we're also twisting our torso. A few more seconds here. Your legs are relaxed, muscles are relaxed, the mind is relaxed. And softly we're going to start coming out of the pose, pausing in the center. You always want to stop, feel, no rush, okay? That's why we're taking our time to learn these principles of yin yoga. When we come and practice the longer classes, now you are more educated about this style of yoga. Awesome. We're gonna now shift your torso to come to the left leg. We're gonna start allowing the torso to drop down. I will stop in that moment where I already felt the asana touching my body, touching my muscles, my fascia, giving me this nice sensation that I'm in the pose. If my torso will make it to the leg, maybe. If I stay here long enough, I could. Honestly, that doesn't bother me, because what I'm allowing here is the gravity slowly to open up my body. I think this is how I fell in love with yin. One class I was practicing, and to be honest, the first class, it was a little, awkward and uncomfortable for me. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. Then when I pay attention to be in stillness, to be in silence, and I observe how my body suddenly kind of felt it open up. So something moved, and I'm pretty sure that from the outside the movement wasn't too big, but it just felt amazing. I felt what it means to start moving into our edges, and since then I've been in love with this practice. Awesome. We're gonna start coming out of the pose. Again, stopping in the center. And to finish, because we have been doing asymmetrical movements, we're going to finish with asymmetrical movements. So we're gonna bring both legs together. Always, if you need to help your legs with your hands, please do so. Your joints are softer than they normally are, because this is what we're doing in Yin. We're softening those hard plastic tissues, and we're gonna come to caterpillar, the last asana of the day. Again, we have been practicing this pose for in a few classes before, so just let go of any activation of the muscles. We don't want to hold the legs in any particular position. And you will notice that we are going to be practicing caterpillar with the spine more straight, with the torso more straight, when we want to target more the hamstrings and the glutes. But when we are using, especially when I use this class for to target the spine, we allow the spine to round. This is a great forward fold to close the class, to finish with this lateral movements that we were doing, some twist, some lateral stretch. Usually there are movements, these are movements that we don't normally do in our daily life. So it's very good to stop and come to the mat and do these movements to bring some health and mobility to our vertebrae. Good. And with this, we're gonna start coming out of the pose very softly, gingerly, and gently. And with this, we finish today's class. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed this class a lot. I can feel this space in the sides of my body, and I will be here waiting for you for another class very soon. So take care and bye-bye.